Wow, we made it. Proving I don't have a life, part 4. I really thought it would never come. Really. Anyways, before we get into it, I wanted to cover a little bit of the history of this series and kind of make fun of my past self. So here's Proving I Don't Have a Life, part 1. This video came out almost 4 years ago now. February 19th. And, the mic was just terrible back then.
Hey people, so as you can see, I'm at
Also, I showed myself claiming the badge before I actually claimed it. Anyways, luckily, this is a pretty short video, only 2 minutes. It was just literally us claiming the ability badge. Present day, I have about 46 million ability tokens, so I think it's safe to say I still had a life back then. On to part 2. Yeah, so in part 2, basically, we did the Quest Grandmaster badge, we did the 100th Commando Chick, and we did the Brown Cub skin. Now, 3 years later, I don't even have the Brown Cub anymore. That's kind of funny. Now you can just get it from trading. This basically means nothing. 100 Commando Chicks is easy. But the Quest Grandmaster badge, well, now I'm 3 times overdone that one. Almost 2 times just in Polar Quests alone. But I really like this video. I did a kind of random face reveal for this one.
Today, I'm going to be showing you 3 ways to prove you don't have a life in Beeswarm Simulator.
Low-key, that's kind of peak. Okay, on to part 3. I have good memories of making this video. This is the one where I got Plenty of Plenty, which, back when I got it 2 years ago, it actually was hard to get. I was the 70th something person to get it. Now, probably over 1,000 people, maybe even 2,000 people have it, so, it's not that hard. Well, the big flex of this one is I got 14 terps in just 5 days. Well, in the last 7 days now, I got 30 terps, so who cares? For anyone wondering how I got 6 terps, those were just crafted. I mean, the background of that image is literally the blue ramp outside of the Blender area. And then, there's also claiming the Battle Badge Grandmaster, which now I'm at 2.6 million, but the problem I have with all these proving I don't have a life things is a lot of them are just things you can do by macroing. And, you can macro while having a life. I know how to prove I don't have a life. Just 3 days ago, Ethan Olodge became the first person to get a full level 22 hive. So if I can just do that, surely that proves I don't have a life, right? Fun fact. Did you know full level 22 hive costs 200 quad honey? Fun fact. Did you know I only have 13 quad all-time honey? Fun fact. Did you know 13 quad isn't even enough for a full level 21 hive? I had a lot of work to do. So how was I going to make 18 quad? The answer obviously is boosting. It's boring, but it's the best way to make honey. Luckily for me, when I returned to the game in August, it was Beesmas. I don't know why either, but what this meant is that there was a honey day waiting for me. But there was a problem. I was on vacation, and I'm not trying to do a honey day while on vacation. So what I instead did was I hopped on my alt and I started just trading on it. The plan was to trade for all the stickers I was going to need for Beesmas so that when I got home, I could just knock out a honey day and it would be awesome. But I made a crucial mistake. I was claiming the Onyx quest, and if you talk to him, you start your honey day. Now, I could have just left the game, but I didn't think of that in the moment. So here I was. I was 1,000 miles from home, playing on nothing but a laptop. I didn't even have a mouse, and I had to do a honey day. I did 2 boosts and made 1.5 quad, and then I stopped boosting.
But it is okay. There is another honey day just around the corner, and this one I can get prepared for. Stop. Sure, we're full 21 now, but this hive sucks. Blech. I mean, 3 carbs? Festive? Hasty? Lion? Bro, I literally can't even keep looking at it. Get that out of here. But we can fix it, okay? All we need is some better bee quips. These are all the bee quips I want to buy. These 2 will fix the carpenter bee problem, and this one will fix the lion bee problem. As for the rest, well, they'll just help me make more honey. But there's a big issue with these. They cost a lot of value. Value I don't have. But I had a plan to get that value. Boom! New hive. Now you might be saying, what on earth is that? Well, this is an attack hive. It's optimized for the highest stickbug score possible.
Now, you may be asking, how is Stickbug going to help me afford these bee quips? Well, during Summersmiths, since stickers were the new mechanic that year, the quests were heavily based around them, and this included the BBM quest. Most of the stickers in this quest weren't a problem, which was aided by them being basically random. Except for one, the Stick Cub, which is only obtained as a very rare drop from Stick or from finishing in the top 10 on the Daily Stick leaderboard. So now we have a situation where every player that wants to do BBM will need a specific sticker, and only 10 of those stickers are made every day. This was all well and good early on in Beesmas, since most people hadn't made it to BBM yet, but as time went on and more people started needing that Stick Hub, the price started to rise. And the final nail in the coffin came when the players who frequented the top of the stick board decided to hoard them, and I, now being an attack hive for that specific purpose, was one of those players. Long story short, I really did abuse this, and it's where most of my value comes from. Over the few weeks where I was attack hive, I bought basically every bee equip I now own. This pair of shades, these drums, the smiley stickers, these horns, this melody charm, this whistle, and more. I know these bee equips aren't necessarily the best ever, but they're good enough for me. Anyways, like all good things, this eventually came to an end, when Onnit decided to make the top 50 get them instead. I wanted to shout out someone named Melon, who bought a stick hub for me a whopping 20 minutes before Onnit made this change. Rest in peace, bro. So, after getting a full level 21 hive and finally getting my hands on some good bee quips, I decided now was the perfect time to start my grind for max digital, aka 500 of every drive. Now, I've already gone over this grind in a past video, so I'm just going to put that video down here as I go over the Hive Hub Grandmaster badge. This, I think, is the most unique badge in the game. You know, in any other field in the game, you can collect pollen however you want. You can use your tool, you can use your abilities, you can use your bees, mostly. And now, if we go into the Hive Hub, in we go. As you can see, here in the Hive Hub, even though you can claim your hive, you don't get your bees. What this means is that you're limited to just your tool and its abilities to collect pollen. Additionally, you can't use a sprinkler, you can't use a 4X, and to make everything worse, the badge is 100 billion instead of 5 billion. So now you may be asking, what is the best way to get this badge? First, you would want to equip the Gummy Baller. Then use your sticker sack, and make sure you have as much nectar as possible. Then you'd want to go to the Hive Hub page, scroll down, and join an empty one. Now that you're actually in the Hive Hub, you want to use your 1x, use your buffs, and then you want to start gumdropping. Once you've collected enough goo, you'll want to shoot your baller like that. Now, while the baller is rolling around on the field, I want to direct your attention to the Hive Hub badge. You might notice in this entire baller, my badge only went up by about 14 million. This means to collect the 100 billion pollen I need to, I'd have to shoot over 7,000 ballers, taking well over 20 hours to do. Or we can go to space. I should probably explain. Essentially, you see this little dot? That's actually the Hive Hub, and if I can get over there, I'll be able to place my pop. But, big problem, refer to the diagram. So here is the BSS map, and over here is the Hive Hub. You may be thinking that we can just launch up, glide over there,
place our pop, and everything's good. But actually, no. See this red? This is an unsurpassable barrier. If you enter this, just like if you enter the 35B zone without 35Bs, you'll instantly teleport back to spawn. So how do we get through it? Basically, just before we enter this zone, we're going to enable a net limiter. What this is going to do is it's basically going to disconnect us from the server just long enough for us to get to the field, and then we can turn off the net limiter and connect back to the server. If we do so, we will be teleported back, but if we're mashing the planter button, we should be able to place it before that happens. But before we can do that, I'm about to max my digi. 4.
With this one button press, we're basically done.
Yes! Look at that! It's over! GG's! Alright, bro, that's cool. Anyways, we gotta get back to placing this planter. So there I was, flying through the sky. Eventually, I made my way to the field, and when I tried to place down my planter, well, we failed. But that's okay, because now I get to show you how we actually get to the sky. Basically, stickbug avatar plus pineapple equals rocket ship. It's so weird that it does that. Now that you understand everything, all we need to do is make it there. Is that good enough? Oh, this is good enough.
I don't want to go for another flame, please.
Did it work? Yes. So then, after waiting 4 hours for my pop to grow, it was time to fly back to the field, claim the pop, and claim the badge. Oh yeah! At the start of this video, it was August, and now it is February. And after maxing my digi and dropping V's amulets, I finally felt ready to go white and start making some honey. Little did I know, I was still going to have to wait another 2 months for on it to drop BBM in April. But that's neither here nor there. Here's the BBM quest. Let's go through it together. First of all, none of these pollen requirements are at all hard. I finished them in no time. The same goes for Beesmas Cheer tokens, duped ability tokens, epic bee tokens, brick tokens, bubbles, gold bubbles, marked precise mark stacks of Cocoa Combo, stacks of mosquito toxin, glitch drives, bee quips mutations, and the puffs. Although I did get this funny clip. What? And you know what's even better? This isn't even the whole quest. There's another whole section. But don't worry, it's also easy. That just leaves snow rare tokens and motivating nectar as basically the entire quest. So, on the 9th, when this quest came out, I hopped in a call with Pythor, did Cocoa Combo, I joined Bacon's server, and I left my main in there until Friday. Then, on Friday night, I did random parts of the quest. At 3 PM on Saturday, I started doing snow bears, and at 2 AM on Sunday, I finished doing snow bears. Then, all I had left to do was the motivating nectar. So I put a festive planter mushroom, and I woke up a couple hours later, ready to turn in the quest. I picked this quest up on Wednesday. I did combo in like 10 minutes with Mikey. Combo is really easy. And then I didn't touch it until like kind of last night. This is a 1-day BBM, and 11 hours of it is snow bears. So collecting this planter, we have no nectar. We need another 2 days, 7 hours. I think I have that. Wait, actually, I don't think I have that. Wait, no, I have a pop. 8 hours, 53 minutes. Yeah, that will be fine. What is this? Alright, let's collect this. There we go. BBM's naughty list is ready for Bubblebee Man. Alright. Mary Beams Smiths. So now, we're done BBM. We have everything we need. It's time to get that level 22 hive.
Yo, please.
No fucking star, bro. This is some bullshit.
Hunter T. Smiley, no star, bro.
Buying full level 22 hive. This is about to be the most satisfying thing ever, guys. Volume all the way up. It's gonna be really loud. 3, 2, 1. Boom. Oh. 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 Oh.